brewers, and welcome! So today is the part 2 of the Twisted Crevasse, or rye bread beer, that we started a couple of weeks ago. Now it has finished and most of the crud has dropped out, thanks to the yeast. Very helpful. So for those people that haven't seen the part 1, I'll stick the link up there so you can get caught up. But I'm going to go and take off an amount of liquid so we can get a hydrometer reading to see what percentages came out at. Just throwing stuff everywhere. So I've got it in here and it is reading 1.04, which is pretty good actually. 1.004 I should say. So we've actually got about 3.5%, which isn't bad. So I can't help myself. It actually smells like beer, which is, I'm shocked. So cheers. Ooh, that's interesting. It has a kind of malty taste. It's not bad. It's going to be interesting to see when this is carbonated and looking pretty. So 3.5%. Okay, it's not my usual 5 I like, but at the same time, it's what I got. So I'm going to be bottling these up in grolsch bottles. Fortunately, I've already went ahead and sterilized them using bleach, washing up liquid and water, and then rinsing them out until they don't smell of bleach. So I already created my siphon and I pinched the end because, well, it means nothing goes anywhere. Saves me having to make another siphon. So I'm going to go and get my bottles and we're going to prime them. So I've got all of my bottles looking lovely, clean and sterilized, and they're actual grolsch bottles, so technically this is even more like a beer than it started off with. So they've all been sterilized and I sealed them up just to make sure they stayed as sterile as possible. So now comes the great fun. Now I'm going to prime the bottles so we can get some carbonation in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use half a teaspoon approximately. These bottles can take quite a lot of pressure, but at the same time I just want it mildly light and sparkly, so roughly half a teaspoon goes in. Doesn't matter if it's a little bit more because, well, I've allowed for that. So I'm going to go and do the rest of these bottles and we'll be right back. So every bottle has now been primed and it's all good to go. So basically, I'm going to take my lovely siphon that I've pinched the end, using a peg so I don't have to hold it, stick it down lower, and now I'm going to fill up these bottles. So I'll see you once I've done that too. Because, well, you've seen me do this and it's boring. So I have finished bottling up. Woo! And I did drop a bit on my floor and I got some on my hands and it actually smells like beer. You know that beer smell you get? It smells like beer. Doesn't exactly look like beer, it looks more like a real ale, but it smells like beer. And cheers. Even though this is quite warm, because it's a baking hot day, it does have sort of like a malty beer taste. Not quite like a beer, but it is light, and it is pretty much how it was described. So what's going to happen is I've been told from people that have made this, well, real kvass, that it tastes a lot better if you leave it to age for about 10 days. So while this is going to be conditioning, I'm going to leave it for 2 weeks and then we're going to come back and actually try this cold and refreshing. I mean, if this actually works and tastes good, hey, why not? Let's experiment a bit more with this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a bit of fun to see what's going on. And, you know, check out the other videos and, of course, subscribe. Carry on homebrewing, guys. See you later. It's not bad, though.